Let's take you live now to Wagga Wagga. This is the Prime Minister. He is at the Daily Telegraph Bush Summit there in Wagga Wagga. He's wrapping up a speech and then he's going to answer a couple of questions. Let's take you there live now.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as the saying goes, have not just bounced back to where they are, they've bounced back much stronger as well. Exports of red meat hit $3.1 billion in 2024. Wine exports are bouncing back stronger than they were before as well. The relationship is extremely valuable to regional Australia, and it is one that I worked to strengthen when I went to China last month, and importantly took a delegation of business leaders, as I have, to Indonesia, to Laos, to the ASEAN conference, as I have consistently as well, to India. We are a trading nation, and regional Australia, jobs are created because of our trade. 1 in 4 of Australian jobs is trade dependent, and the relationships that we've put in place have been so important. The new arrangement that we've put in place, the free trade agreement with the United Arab Emirates, will open up that Middle East market enormously as well, because Dubai and Abu Dhabi are so important for that region. To underpin the farming sector on which the nation depends, the government is also committed to ensuring Australia's long-term agricultural productivity and food and fibre security. We're providing funds to state and territory governments to drive the implementation of the National Soil Action Plan, and to the NFF to develop and implement the Australian Agricultural Sustainability Framework. We're supporting emissions reduction efforts in the agriculture and land sectors, and providing funding to the Australian Bureau of Agriculture and Resource Economics and Science to give the ag sector better access to climate, economic and market insights. This all builds on our other investments, including $470 million in match funding delivered to our 15 rural research and development corporations, and $519 million allocated in this next phase of the Future Drought Fund. I've seen firsthand the toll that natural disasters take on regional communities. I've stood with locals and heard their stories, most recently, of course, on the mid-north coast of New South Wales with those devastating floods. While we can always be proud that in the worst of circumstances we always see the best of the Australian character, no community should ever have to stand alone. And that's why the government has also been supporting farmers experiencing hardship through the Regional Investment Corporation. And that's why our government and the Minns Labor government are announcing that we're jointly investing $43.2 million to help farmers strengthen their drought resilience and climate adaptation as drought continues to affect communities right across New South Wales. As we look to the future, we're working to make it easier to get ahead and stay ahead. Our legislation to cut student debt by 20% was the first bill since the election to pass the Parliament. My government has been razor-like focused on cost of living measures over the last 4 years following the hardship that Australians have experienced, first because of COVID, and then secondly because of the global inflation spike, in part coming from the biggest energy crisis that the world's seen since the 1970s. Since the advent of free TAFE just in 2023, nearly 1/3 of the 650,000 enrolments have been here in regional Australia. We've also more than doubled the number of university study hubs right across the country. There are now 49 regional university study hubs up and running, with another 7 expected to be opened by the year's end. And a child born this year who goes to attend regional and remote government schools will attract an average of nearly $32,000 more Commonwealth funding due to the agreements that we put in place in New South Wales, but the last state to sign up was Queensland just the day before our budget. They signed up on the 24th of March. These agreements, $32,000 for every child on average across the board, just means that the Gonski vision that was there of every child receiving appropriate funding that they need will be delivered. And that's been done in partnership with state and territory governments right across the country, Labor and Coalition. And it's something that will make an enormous difference and something that I'm very proud of. Our government is focused on delivering for all Australians, repaying and building the trust that they again placed in us at the election, where a majority of seats now in regional New South Wales are held by the Labor Party, more than any other particular party. We're ambitious for Australia, and we look very much to the future with optimism and vision, the same optimism that I see when I go to regional communities. It is a future that we'll build together, and it begins right here in the bush. Thanks very much for the invite once again today.